Well, hey, Warriors, and welcome to week 4 in the holiday session of Warriors United 2018. Over the summer, I hosted Sarah Miller's team, the Bold and the Beautiful, for a celebratory pool party. The ladies of her team came down from Maine to spend the weekend at my house. We sat by the pool, Curtis cooked delicious food for us, and we stayed up late into the night talking at the kitchen table. And at one point, we were discussing BBWs and WOW and the extensive learning and training that goes on at Athena's. And I asked them, so what would you ladies like to learn about? And I was stunned when hostess coaching was the first answer. Why, I asked. And their answers were, because I want to be better at it. Because if I had guidelines, I could do it effectively and run my business smoother. They said I want to have better connection with my hostesses so that my parties are better. So weeks later, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm creating this session of webinar topics for Warriors United. And it hit me that those ladies from Maine had made a great point. So I reached out to Sarah Monroe, who had been sitting around my table that night. And I said, Sarah, I have an idea. You and your teammates want to know more about hostess coaching. So how about you collect their questions and I will set up an interview between you and the queen of hostess coaching and the top seller of our company, Chrissy Shed. She loved the idea. And of course, Chrissy, being a company cheerleader that she is and has always been, agreed without hesitation. So you and I are about to witness a probing of Chrissy Shed on film. Aren't we lucky? I'm sure that we are all about to learn a great deal about how Chrissy sets up her hostesses to have great parties and herself to have maximum profits. Because one does not simply sell $200,000 in a year by winging it. A successful direct seller like Chrissy is in control of her business and creates partnerships with every single hostess. And isn't that what we all want? So here's your first code word. Your first code word is hostess, Hostess. So let's sit back and watch this all unfold. So Chrissy, as you all know, is our top-selling goddess in the company and an award-winning team leader of Exotica. She has been Goddess of the Year, Most Admired Leader. She is a woman who has found the bliss of balance because she's a stay-at-home mother, which is what she wanted most of all. And she's also a wildly successful and profitable goddess. And here she will be probed by Sarah Monroe, the team leader of the Horny Little Devils. Isn't that a great team name? And she is a curious and aspiring rock star goddess. I love Sarah. I love that she hosted her first Now event last year and I got to attend. I get to meet some amazing women like Stephanie McKeege and Michelle Wilson. I loved watching Sarah step out of her comfort zone and make it happen to host a Now event. Well, she had a great inspiration by being one of Sarah Miller's Bold and Beautiful. So here they are to inspire us all to connect with our hostesses, Sarah and Chrissy. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Well, I'm just going to let you do what you've come to do. Sarah, are you ready with your first question?
I am ready.
All right. Take it away.
Awesome. So for this call, our goal is to learn the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of hostess coaching. I'd like for us to feel that we can identify our gifts and strengths and opportunities with hostess coaching so that we can have structure and we can work and be able to create successful hostess coaching for each host. I also want the Goddesses and Adoni of Athena's to learn to work beyond the status quo and to create a magical experience for your hostess that will turn into better parties and better sales. All right, so Chrissy, probing time. Question 1. What do you consider to be the most important part of hostess coaching?
All right. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jen. Hi, Warriors. First of all, I love that I'm going to get probed by Sarah right now. Okay. Yeah. So okay, you ask, what are the most important part, or what is the most important part? I have to say there's no one piece that's the most important part. But if I had to give you one, constant connection, absolutely, which is the most important piece of our business, truly as a whole, right? You may hear it throughout the Warriors calls and in past calls, both with the hostesses in the beginning, during our planning, of course, and then both hostesses and the guests after the show.
Awesome. So what is your goal in advance of a party? Do you have like a percent or attendees or money goal that you're looking for before every party?
Okay, so we have to remember that all of our goals are different, okay? So I don't want everybody to like step out tomorrow and be like, this is my goal. But my personal goals, and remember, this is year 13 for me. My personal goal for each party is 10 guests and $1,000 in sales. But again, like I said, mine's very different. So please don't go on my goals. I want you to make your own. So I recommend finding what your average sale per person is and then figure out how much you want each show to be. So divide that average per person by the amount that you want the party to be, and then how many people you want or need for that amount. So I hope that makes sense. So my average party is $1,200. So I'm always aiming for that personally myself. But if you have had parties with 20 people or parties with 5, you see that your parties with 5 can be better than your parties with 20. So don't necessarily look at that, what do I want for guests? Of course you want people there, because the more people you have, usually the average says that you're going to have more in sales. But treat your party like 5, like you would treat your party of 20.
I love that. I know that personally I've had a party of 4 and it's been $1,000 party. It's all about connecting to each individual person and your hostess as well. Mm-hmm. So question 3, how early do you recommend hostess coaching, and do you have a timetable that you use?
The timetable. I start coaching right away. I don't waste a moment, because if you waste a moment, you start to lose excitement, okay? So once I book the show, if it's at another show, because we all know that a lot of the shows that we're going to get are from where we started with another hostess, I reach out within 2 days to confirm. So if you have a Friday party, by Sunday, I'm already saying, hey, Sarah, right? Just checking in. I'm so excited to have my show with you, because you know a lot of people at shows are drinking, okay? And they're super excited, and then they don't remember anything. So you want to make sure you do that. Or they also go home, look at a calendar, see something they forgot, a kid's soccer game or whatever it is. Oh, I'll let my goddess know, and then they don't. So you have to remember that you need to follow in or follow up right away. This is when I confirm that 100% this is a working date for both of us. So I explain that this is my career at this point and that I like bookings to stick. My clients really respect that I'm very open with them from the beginning, and they've actually thanked me. So don't be afraid to say, and I mean, be kind about it, but don't be afraid to say, you know, this is my career. I look very much forward to having your show, but please, does this work 100% for you? Just let me know when you check in with your friends, or she'll instantly say, yes, I do know it works. I have my calendar. Let's do it. So they will respect you for that. Also, be real with your people. Be authentic. It shows them that you are, and it helps people to trust and respect you right from the get-go. We all know that we need to get to know people a little before we trust and respect them. So why not just be completely an open book with your hostesses and your clients? After that, I reach out every other week until the show's a month away. So say if I booked it 3 months out, 3 months out, I'm going to check in every 2 weeks until it's a month away. Then the last month before the party, I'm coaching both guests and the hostess. So hostess coaching and guest coaching are very equally important to me. Then when we're 2 weeks away, I reach out once a week, and then 5 days before, and then 2 days before, and then of course the day of. This keeps the excitement up. I'm not throwing up all over them each time and repeating myself each time. It's different little pieces, which we'll speak about in a little bit. I coach both my hostesses and guests often, like I said. Hostesses directly, and guests I reach out to twice. So when they friend request me, we'll talk about this too, but when they friend request me or say that they're going to attend the show, or they call to RSVP from the invites, yeah, that still happens. That's when I will reach out to them or chat with them. So I do send paper invites as well as post in event pages, but only 30% of people see notifications in event pages. So make sure that you realize and know that. And you know this now because you listened to the amazing Kim Boulay last week, right, Sarah?
Yes. Kim was amazing. So I know that you had said that you hostess coach, but you also guest coach. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. This is where a lot of people have questions because we don't hear a lot about guest coaching per se. I have another call called Recruiting on Purpose. It was a while back in the back office, but definitely look it up if you want to hear more like specifics on that. So guests of the party are obviously the heart of our business. Okay. This is when it comes to our attendance and our sales at our show. Makes sense. So when we book the show, or when I book the show, I obtain the addresses for my guests from Hostess Coaching. Okay. And then I explain to the hostess that I'm going to use these invites solely for the invite. I'm not going to bother her friends because a lot of people are concerned about that. I'm not spammy. And again, she already trusts me because I've already coached her on that. So she will explain that to her friends. I send them invites all out. So say if there are 20 people, 3 of those are going to have little star stickers or smiley face stickers or something on them. So when it's time for the hostess to follow up, I explain that when she finds those 3 people that have that special sticker, she's going to get an extra gift from me. Okay, so she's not just posting or sending a mass text or posting the event, hey, you know, who's got the stickers? No, she's actually following up with these people personally, because again, that's what's very important here. So anyone that has listened to me, a coach, knows that I live by this personal connection. Everything. It's truly key. And I can't say that enough. So when she follows up, she coaches them what I want from the show. And then she explains what she wants from the show to them. And then they RSVP. So similar. Okay. So what I do is bring bras to the show. The Athena's Cup, you guys, you have to be an advocate for this. It's super easy to coach both your guests and your hostesses. Hey, for each bra that you bring, you get a raffle ticket. You're giving raffle tickets anyways, hopefully. So just throw those in for bras. I do that. So bring bras, a reusable bag, friends. If you bring extra friends, you get tickets. And then if you friend me on Facebook, so I don't get thrown into Facebook jail for stalker friending people. So they will get a ticket for each of those. This also excites them because now I'm making them part of the show. Their host is excited that they're coming. So she's making them more part of the show. Once they friend request me or reply that they're going, I coach them right away. So I'm going to send them a message saying how excited I am. I'm going to explain who I am, who Athena's is. I ask if they've ever been, and then I explain a little bit about what to expect, introduce myself, and then give them my website. Easy, quick, not an overbearing response. Also, I explain that I'm open for any questions that they have, and I leave it at that. So 2 days before the show is the second time that I reach out to my guests. I give them reminders of all of which I already said, and then I ask if they're excited. I say, what are you excited about? Do you have any questions? Did you look at the website? Did you see my teasers on the event page? And if they say they're excited about something, I remember that. And then when I'm showing that product at the show, I'm looking at that guest. Okay, so there's a lot there happening. Once I arrive at the show, people are already comfortable with who I am, who Athena's is, and the host and the guests have already connected on who we are as a whole. After the show, I follow up 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, and a year afterwards. What I said there, it explains it more in the call that I explained earlier too.
Wow, that was so great. There's so much information there. All right, so question number 5. What are your thoughts on giving your host a hostess packet? And if you do, what do you include in the packet?
All right, I get this question a lot actually, and I think a lot of us do. So times are changing. For sure, we have to be careful how much we're changing into it. So we have to have the ebb and flow, as Linda says, and be willing to change, but be careful with what we're changing that already works, okay? So I know many people don't send them. What I do is I ask my hostess what she prefers, a paper packet or an emailed packet. She's getting one or the other. But hell yeah, a packet all the way. This is the beginning of your coaching, and it's something for her to look at. A lot of people are visual learners, and this will give them that. I know that when I have direct sales shows, I like to have a packet there, right? It's reminders, and then you have your catalog, and you get excited, and then they show somebody that may have not been able to come, or somebody they didn't think about. They're going to show them that, and then they're excited about it. So, I just saw you go blue. I have a cover letter also, which is personalized to the hostess, the time and the date of the show, incentives I'm offering her personally, and outside sales challenges. So if she sells, say, 4 of Roar, Supreme, or Shea Butter, she's going to get one for 50% off. So yet another incentive for her. Also, what you guys can do is we have so many amazing incentive challenges out there. So say if she sells 4 of whatever you're leaning for your incentive challenge, if she sells 4 of those prior to the show, then she can get it for 50% off, or whatever you want to give as a percentage there. Then you're closer to your incentive, and she gets a little something, so it's a win-win. So I have coached some team members that as well. After the cover letter, I also have outside order forms, of course, ordering instructions, a recruiting brochure, joining Athena's brochure, Athena's cup information, and then invitations for last-minute people that cannot come. And, of course, business cards. And I explained to her just to throw her business cards at anybody that has questions or anybody that orders as well.
Super smart. So question number 6, what are your thoughts on invites? Do you send them via email? Do you mail them? Do you use Facebook, or do you text?
All right. I am old-fashioned. So when I started, a lot of veterans are going to think this too, when I started with Athena's, what was Facebook? Okay. It was just in the work, so we didn't even have it, really. We didn't play with it much. Social media has come a long, long way. I send paper invites. I love them. Make them right on Vistaprint. You can print them out on your own printer, whatever you want to do. And it doesn't need to be a big deal, okay? But it just has what you need for information. I also use Facebook event pages, because that's where so many people go nowadays. So I have both. Double hit. I don't send emailed invites or text. I know that works for some people. If it works for you, don't change it. But I like to use the personalized ones, because I can, put little stickers on them and actually use their name and personalize it. I know that a lot of people also like to use emailed invites. Like I said, whatever works for you and your hostess, just make sure you're doing some kind of invitation. You cannot put your business in your hostess's hands. Okay. She's excited about the party, but if it doesn't have big sales, sometimes they're like, oh, well, that's okay. Next time. That's your night of work. So make sure that you are putting that in your hands, because that cash flow is really your responsibility, not hers.
Totally agree with that as well. I feel like if you hit them like you do like multimedia, you're reminding them, and it's going to stick in their head, be like, oh yeah, I got something going on that day. I'm going to a party. So super smart. So question 7, what are your biggest obstacles that you have with hostess coaching, and how do you overcome those?
All right, a couple. We all have obstacles. Welcome to life. So hostesses, I have 3 that I can think of. Hostesses refusing to give the addresses, and I'm sure I'm going to have a couple people write to me after. Well, what do you do if they don't give you the addresses? I'll tell you now. Also, people that won't reach out to people personally. Usually your younger crowd is like, no, I'll just send a mass text. I explain personal connection is key. I also... when you have people that won't get back to you, you have those hostesses, right? Okay, so this is how I deal with that. Those that won't give me the addresses, that's at the least of the 3 of the problem. So I respect them, honestly, and just work a little harder on guest coaching when we make the event page, as when I do personal reach outs and for guest coaching. So I'm just working a little harder there. With my personal messages. Those that won't reach out personally, that's a little more irritating to me, because I love that personal connection. This is when I explain that it truly is key, and it will secure the success of their show. I explain my past shows. The ones that hostesses have worked well one-on-one with their guests have earned everything they've wanted for free or discount. They're more successful. And then I explain those that didn't are a little disappointed. So when they hear, oh, I'm going to be disappointed, shoot, I guess I'll do a little more personal connection. Even if it's just like one of those mass messages where you put your friends in a group, hey, reminder, blah, 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 something that it's not just an event page. I rarely have people say that they're not going to, but it might happen. And then that lady that won't reach back to me. You know that, hostess. Okay. Your time is valuable. Okay. So I only allow this twice. I'm a stickler for this. You need to respect my time because I respect yours. So the third time I try to reach out, I explain legit. If I don't hear back from you within 48 hours, I'm assuming that life got busy and I respect your life and your time. Hint, hint, right? A little passive aggressiveness. But I respect your life and I respect your time. If I don't hear back from you in 48 hours, I'll assume that the show is canceled. And then I also explain that if you would like to book with me again, you'll only be able to book Monday through Thursday night because my weekends, as we agreed at the beginning when you first booked the party, are 100%. I like those bookings. So I bring her back to the beginning of the hostess coaching so she remembers you verbally said that was going to happen.
So true. It's such a good way to make sure that you're keeping your business going and they're kind of following through with what they said at the beginning too. Mm-hmm. All right. So my next question is big. So if I need to break it down, we can do that.
Okay.
So question 8, it takes excitement for your hostess to be excited. So what are some tips and tricks that you use in regards to vocals and pacing? Also, are you considering, did I make the other person feel comfortable? Did I establish rapport with them? Did I make them feel important? How was my active listening? Did you really hear them? Was I listening and hearing what I felt on the call?
If any of you listen to Nikki Kehoho, right? This is huge. This is huge, Sarah. So I'm glad that you threw this in. I use Nikki Kehoho's hostess coaching, or not hostess coaching, but coaching, because self-coaching, team coaching, guest coaching, hostess coaching can all kind of be intertwined with exactly what you just said. So if you haven't listened to her CDs on team coaching, do it. If you haven't read the book, Build It Big, do it. It talks a lot about this. I use it for self-team and hostesses. So I always consider all of the questions that you just asked every time I coach. I'm very much about the comfort of my people. You have to make them comfortable because that's where trust and rapport starts. I make them feel like they're number one because they are. And I hear all of their concerns, all of their questions, all of their excitement. So I really pride myself in that piece of business above all others that I do. I say that even in the intro of my show, I do a little bit of the intro and then I say, hey, everybody. Okay, first of all, take a deep breath. And I say, we are never allowed to just breathe, be, and not worry about life. I'm allowing you that permission now. Is that okay? Are you allowed to just sit, drink, eat, and have a great time? And they're like, yeah, okay. You allow them that comfort. And sometimes we need that allowance. So you have to do that. So in the ordering room and after the show when I follow up, I'm thanked mostly for this quality. I didn't know what I was going to expect. You guys may have heard this. I didn't know what I was coming into, but thank you so much for the education and the comfort, right? For respecting us, for respecting our time. So this is so important. It truly is. Hear, listen, care. You have to know all of these, and you have to know how to connect with certain personalities because people are very different. When it comes to pacing myself and my vocals when I speak to my hostess, again, this is very important. So, very important. In the beginning of your career, okay, so if we have some newbies on the call or even some veterans that get very excited, because I do still sometimes where you have to take a breath and be like, all right, lady, chill out a little bit. It can be hard, right? It can be hard since you're so excited. Sometimes it comes out as throwing up on your hostesses or you have so much to say you're not listening. Okay, they can't get a word in edgewise. Therefore, you're going to lose them because you're not showing care there. That's not your intention, but that could be what happens. You have to make sure that this is not the case. So when you coach, Have different pieces on different times that you touch base. So earlier I talked about the different times that I touch base. I don't talk about the same thing every time. 2 or 3 little topics, super quick, short call, however you're reaching out. Just don't tell them about all the products, all the incentives, everything that's happening. You should join my team. Oh my gosh. You have to break it down to little pieces. So just like when you're building a team, right? You can't overwhelm your recruit lead with every incentive that we offer at the same time, everything you've earned, everything they can earn, everything that we give. And they'll be like, holy hell, I'm too overwhelmed. Overwhelm happens a lot in life. So this is why coaching is key, since there is so much involved, but their voice is the most important part.
Definitely. I know that with hostess coaching or guest coaching or just with your team, you can be really overexcited and you're like,
Yeah.
Doesn't work. They lose any track of what they were thinking about or what they want to do. They're just like, whoa. Also, shout out to Nikki Kehoho. She was amazing at Golden Circle. Like, my mind was blown. Like, I learned so much about everyone's different personality. And also, I picked up her Build It Big book, and I'm starting to read that. So maybe that question came into play. But yes, so definitely just take your time, relax. It was a good thing. So question 9, how do you follow back up with hostesses after the party? What type of follow through will create the best results?
All right. Fortune's in the follow-up, people. You've heard this. Okay. It really is true. I know so many people are watching and thinking, oh, yes, this is where I need to be better. I hear it a lot from my team when I do team coaching calls. Okay, yeah, I know, I need to do this. This isn't something to procrastinate on, because you will fall back and then you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm again, the overwhelm, right? So keep up with it. And really, this is where you're going to keep clients for life. So yeah, seriously, you have to follow up. We have heard too far people say that they've had people, have you ever had somebody in your show? Because I always ask in the beginning, anybody been to an Athena show? They raise their hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, who's your goddess? I have no idea. Oh,
kiss of death right there.
Yeah,
kiss
this makes me want to like slap, right? That's sad because they're at a show, so they may have booked a show with you, and they're going to order through me or whoever asked that question, and they could have done that through you. You have no idea how much you're losing by not following up. Do you want to be that person that they don't know? I'm pretty sure you don't. If you haven't followed up with people, I guarantee you have been that person. So that's going to be an aha, I think, for some people. You're losing sales, you're losing bookings, you're losing recruit leads, and you are losing people referring people. Okay, there's a lot happening there. So send personal thank you notes in the mail after the show. People love getting cards. We never get good mail anymore. We always go to the mail like, dun, 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 right? Like, I have bills. Yeah, seriously. Send them a little happiness in the mail. Send some sunshine in the mail. And it's super easy to write a simple thank you, something you enjoyed about the person and your conversation, a reminder of something that you enjoyed about them, or a reminder of something that they wanted, maybe. Or I could just say, Sarah, it was so good meeting you at Jess's party. I can't wait to see you ladies again. I loved when you said that your dog is having babies. I can't wait to see the pictures. Just something simple, because you're having conversations with them in the ordering room, right? And then they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she remembered me out of all 15 people. Put in your notes section or write it down on your order form. Okay, something to remember, and then send it to them, personalize it. Then I call it 2 weeks to make sure everything's good, that they opened everything. Okay, this is Athena's. We open our stuff. This isn't the other direct sales companies where a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going because I need to buy something for my friend, and then a year later they find it on top of the refrigerator. Just sex toys, people. Okay, and the best spa products around. So ask them, did you open everything? Everything turns on and says, hey? Or how are you loving your mystical? How's your skin feeling after 2 weeks? Okay, so just that reminder. This is not a sales call. This is a courtesy call. Don't push more sales at 2 weeks. At 2 months is when I remind them of what they didn't get, and I see if I can offer them a show to get what that is. Again, I know what they did not get because I keep their wish list. and I highlight what they did not get. So when I hit the 2-week point, I'm saying, I know that you wanted the roar, Sarah, but you weren't able to get it. So at this point, I'm saying, well, I made you a roar package. Did you know that we also have roar lotion and a linen spray? I'd love to give that for X, Y, and Z. Give them a little discount. And I always put 49 cents or 99 cents on your bundles because that shows a big deal. Because do you ever go to Burger King? I hope none of you go there. It's poison. But have you ever gone there and bought just the sandwich? No, people go and they get the value meal. There's no discount at those places most of the time, by the way. But you're seeing a 49 or a 99. So discount it a little bit, make the package. And a lot of the time people are like, thank you for personalizing something for me. I really appreciate you. And then if they can't buy it, you can ask if they'd like to book a show and earn it for free. So you can also offer joining at this time too, if they're interested, of course. Don't push it if they said no. But if they had that maybe, you can say, oh, by the way, this month, we have a lot of amazing incentives. At 6 months is when I do what I did at 2 months as well, refill questions, and then same at 1 year.
You can let them know you can go to Mexico.
Mexico, right? And explain how many trips she gave away already. I mean, come on now.
Crazy.
Jen is the most giving person on the face of the planet. It sounds too good to be true. And I say that to some people. I'm like, I know it sounds like it's too good to be true, but this is legit. We're for real. And I see it. And you can tell them, I see it. These are my friends. These people are real. And just, again, making it authentic to them.
Yeah, totally. I tell people I've gone to Bermuda with Athena's wouldn't you like to go to Bermuda? We're going to Mexico. You're going to Hawaii in a week. Great.
Yeah, 18 days.
not that you're counting or anything.
No.
All right. So a follow-up question for that. Do you recommend a party review? So either making a Google document or to have party guests and hostess give you 1 or 2 things that you could have done better?
Okay, so I know a lot of people do this, and it actually might be my aha of the call. I do not do Google Documents. Oh, Talia's like, what? Right now? I don't yet. I have other ways that work for me. I know this works for many people, so please do it if it works for you. If you're a tech person or your clients are the click and go people. But again, I like personal connection, and I ask them this as well at 2 weeks. But also on my wish lists, there's a part right there that says notes for Goddess. What can I do better? What did you like the best? And I do ask people at the very end of the show, please flip out, right? Don't flip out.
Don't freak out.
Please fill out the flip side of your wish list. All your information plus the 3 questions on the bottom. So I do ask them to do that. And the majority of the time I get what they appreciated and some feedback too.
Awesome. And then final thoughts, I guess, for the call. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you think that we should?
Final thoughts. What do you think we could benefit? Right? So one thing that I like to do is ask my hostess if they know somebody that could benefit from a show or from joining. Right? So coach them this little piece. Again, they're helping you to find those people. Of course, your hostess is always, always, always your first quote unquote recruit lead because she already loves the parties. She has the friends that follow her and she's excited about it. So make sure that she's your number one. Okay. Don't tell her that, oh, let me know your friends that are going to be the best. But definitely say along with you, who do you think? So who would be the best to join my team or book a party? So she's coaching them for you beforehand. Okay. So when I coach, I also ask her friends who would be interested or who they know would like to book a show or join or who would be good at this so that when I'm doing the party, my report's already built. And then say Jess said Sarah would be a really good goddess. I'm looking at her when I'm talking about the company or booking a party. Say Sarah said Joan would be great. I look at Joan and be like, girl, I've had so much fun with you tonight. We should do this again. She's like, yeah, I'll book a party. So just, again, personalization, right? So absolutely do this. You have to ask everyone in the ordering room too, people. Okay. too many times that people have just taken the sale and gone. Ask everybody. Yes, you're going to pinpoint recruit leads and booking leads, but it's that one person that is not going to say anything because they're sitting back listening. A lot of people think it's the person sitting back not saying anything that is too shy or doesn't care. That's usually the person that's watching you the most. So make sure you say to them, you know, it was really great meeting you. Have you ever considered booking a show? Get their answer. What do you think you could do or what do you think you could use for your family? Or how could, $500 extra every 2 weeks or 2 months impact your family? And then that gets them thinking on, wow, I could really pay my mortgage with this. So just little questions. Again, the coaching, Nikki Kia Ho Ho, for them, making it personal for them.
Definitely. I love that you are actually reaching out to the hostess while you're doing your hostess coaching, and you are talking to them about their people, their friends, their family members, and finding out, who might be interested in booking a party, who might be interested in doing what I do for a job. And it's not really a job, it's fun. You get some extra money, you get to go hang out with amazing people. So totally awesome.
It's so true. It's so true. And you just said it, Sarah, too. Like when we're talking to the hostess, we're coaching the hostess on her, but then we're not just showing the guests that we care about them. We're showing the hostess that we care about her and her friends. And we're showing her friends that we don't just care about the hostess, but we really care about them all individually too.
Definitely. Well, that's all the questions I have.
Yes. Good. That was a great call. That was fun.
Thanks for letting me probe you.
For probing me. I appreciate you in life.
Well, it was a perfect probing, in my opinion. Your second code word, warriors, is coaching. COACHING. Your second code word is coaching. And thank you, Sarah and Chrissy, for your time today. The questions, Sarah, precise, well thought out. Great job. Chrissy, of course, the answers were genius. And I've loved our time together. I hope, warriors, that you enjoyed watching Chrissy be probed. It actually reminded me, like while I'm sitting here watching this, it reminded me of a time many years ago when downtown Nikki Town interviewed Jennifer Clanton, our Texas goddess, across the miles, and we did a happy buzzing article on their conversation, because just like what happened here, it was a mentorship, where someone newer could ask a veteran questions about their success, because at the time Jen Clanton was selling $100,000 a year, beating Erica which was a big deal at the time, and Jen was, like you, Chrissy, so willing to share what worked for her, because you couldn't deny her success, just like yours is undeniable as well. The need for mentorship still remains. Newer Goddesses and Adoni can learn so much from veterans. So thank you, Chrissy, for always being willing to share what works for you. You're a big picture goddess. You never hoard your ideas. You share them with your team. But beyond your team, you want everyone on Team Athena's to be successful. So you share with the whole company, and I appreciate that so much.
Always. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So, warriors, what did you hear that resonated with you? Did you feel uncomfortable because you don't want to be pushy with your hosts and hostesses? Did you think, I could implement that thing Chrissy said. That will benefit my business. What came up for you? So this week, I challenge you to go to the Warriors United Facebook page and share your hostess coaching aha moment and thoughts with us. So make a brief video where you share your aha moment by midnight, Friday, October 5th at 11:59 p.m. And you'll be eligible to win a Womanizer Inside Out. So I challenge you. Yes, I challenge you to make these videos for a few reasons. Obviously you can win something fun like a Womanizer Inside Out. Yay! That's a big deal. You can keep it. You can sell it. You can add it to your demo. It's always wonderful to have the chance to win something. Bonus! However, our presenters appreciate the feedback. I know that Sarah Miller reached out to me after she watched all of the videos, and she said, you said that doing a webinar would be good for me, but it was actually listening to the responses that did the most good for me. Because, the people that present, they care about your experience. They care about what you took away. So in essence, you're really helping our presenters hone their skills and realize the difference that they make. It's huge, huge. And you also get experience making videos, which helps you become a better online business owner. So make your video, share what you think, or if you are more of a feeler, what you feel about what you're learning. So I'm not going to explain how to submit code words. I'm sure you can find all that info in the blast email that you got that contained the link to this webinar. So your final code word is matters, MATTERS. Your final code word is matters. And I'll be back next week for webinar number 5. Gosh, we're already coming to the end here, and you don't want to miss this one because this is your chance to learn from Katie Amaro, who hosted a $7,000 Facebook party. That's right, in 3
ridiculous
3 days, she sold $7,000 using Facebook. How would you like to do that? Well, you have the chance to learn. So until then, remember that building relationships with your hostesses and your clients is one of the most valuable business building actions you can take. See you next week, everybody. Bye.